good.
Hey there, sweetie.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to JCUTV's new series called Blurred Lines. My name is Sophia, and I'll be your host. Blurred Lines is a show that wants to create a forum on gender biases and double standards. Our first episode will be on catcalling. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, catcalling is a loud, sexually suggestive call or comment directed at someone publicly as on the street. Here we have Giovanni, Bryan, and Sheryl. So our first question is, catcalling is a very common phenomenon. Have you ever experienced or witnessed it? Usually the conversation about catcalling is surrounded with women. Do you think that catcalling is a common thing in the LGBTQ community?
I mean, I think so, but only within the community itself. I feel like male gays can also be objectified to a point by other male gays, but obviously I don't think it's as much as like women. So
in the heteronormative.
Yeah, in like the heteronormative world, I think women like suffer way more from being catcalled. Like.
Well, I think, yeah, that definitely also in the LGBTQ community, probably they experience that too. I think, but males and females, I actually don't really know. But yeah, definitely it's present, like not just in the hetero community.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's present, and I do think that happens in the LGBTQ community. But I do think that also women. Oh my God! Again, no words, speechless.
So, it's quite scary. So another statistic I have here: 70% of LGBTQ identified people experience harassment by the age of 17, opposed to 49% of heterosexual people. This is in 2014. So when you're a victim of catcalling, it can be hard to know exactly how to react. And it's very difficult to know if you should respond and if not. And so how do you feel you should react if you hear someone catcalling you? Should you confront them, or should you bow, put your head down, or what's the best, safest way?
Well, I think that it depends on the moment and like on what is being said to you. If it's just like a normal comment that it's not very heavy for you, you can just leave it there. If it's something that bothers you a lot and it's like during the day, there are other people around, you can just turn around and say to the person who catcalled you, hey, you've been very rude, just don't do it and go away.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think that your safety is at risk because maybe it's at night, so you're going home alone, then it's better just like to leave in order not to cause you like even more risk for your life.
Mm-hmm.
Probably they're not going to follow you or to do anything to you, but
Mm-hmm.
just in case you want to be safe.
Yeah.
Oops.
No, you go.
But just, I think just living with that doubt is, again, it's something, I don't know how I could cope with that. And even to think that, we were talking about how it has become a traditional thing or a cultural thing, how to, even thinking that women might get used to that and they have to get used to that, there is something that's completely wrong with that. And as far as reacting to being catcalled is concerned, I think personally I have tried to react, not receiving, not on the receiving end, but I was with friends again, and there was this man who was standing outside of a bar, and he said, "Wow, buonasera." He said, "Wow, good evening." And I turned to him. Everybody else looked down. I turned to him and I said, "Is everything okay?" Meaning, I wanted to say something. I had no idea what to say, but I said, "Is everything okay?" And he goes, "Everything's okay." So most of the times when it's men responding, I don't know about women, but when it's men responding, they won't say anything. Which means, and which I believe goes to show that these men are, they maybe they feel in a position of power when they catcall women, which is again disgusting. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it all just also has to do with just the patriarchy in general. I think women also have to always have this. They're always at risk of being like harassed or catcalled just because like in the traditional society, like it's like male dominated. So I feel like also like how I would react, like I don't know, like I can't really relate as much, but like I feel like if I were like a woman or like and I would have to deal with it, I feel like at first I'd be very like adamant about like being like, hey, like this is rude, like please stop. But I feel like a lot of women just like kind of give up at some point because there's just like no end to it, and it's kind of, and that's like disheartening. So
but what do you think about people, some even women think that it's a compliment, that catcalling should be considered a compliment? What do you think about that?
It depends on the way that you compliment people. Like the example that Giovanni made before, like, wow, buonasera, I don't think it's so heavy that you can get like upset about that. In general, like it's better not to say anything to a stranger because you don't really know the other person and you don't know how the other person might feel.
I don't know, I'm picturing this man catcalling a woman, and then he goes, no, that was a compliment. I didn't mean to. I don't know about that, you know.
Exactly.
But even when I don't know, I feel like there's something about unsolicited compliments that women might not want to hear at that time, or they might not be interested in. I think there's definitely something wrong with that.
That's definitely true. But like, how would you start a conversation with a person that you have never seen before?
Oh, hi. Yes. I think hi, hello. I just wanted to stop because I think you're really cute. If that's really where you want to go with the conversation, I think that's. But just oh wow, buonasera.
Yeah, of course it depends on the tone of your voice. Like if
right.
like looking at them like hey buonasera, like of course like the person feels bad.
I think it's especially uncomfortable when they're talking about your body parts, which many men do. I mean, it's like you can't even walk without someone just like looking at you. It's as if you're naked. So there is a 20-year-old woman named Noah Jansma, and she's a student from Amsterdam, and she took this matter into her own hands and has reacted in a certain way that is pretty, as you can say, millennial. She has gathered over 45,000 followers, and in her bio it says, it's not a compliment. So she does this thing where she takes pictures and she's just kind of confronts them, and I think people get confused in how she's reacting. They're like, oh, they're doing this, and then she's reacting a certain way. Do you think the posting of these men invades men's privacy or somehow violates their freedom of speech at all?
I mean, I wouldn't really care about these men if they just like catcalled me. Like if I take a picture with you, like so be it. And also like, as we said, like it's kind of sad that there's no real end in sight of catcalling, so I might as well profit off of it. So.
And so these are just a few of her posts that you can all pass around.
You want oh Lord, the hand over
the
shoulder.
This is really uncomfortable. You want to see this one?
Yeah, sure.
And you can just see how mad she is in her face as well. She just kind of looks like, it's like that done feeling,
Yeah. And he's like still looking at her, like kind of objectifying her.
It's pretty gruesome. But thanks for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. So thank you so much.